It's so hard not to look at you. So tempted to look at you.
I pick up lines.
Wow. So distracted.
Behind you, I'm looking at you.
To the left, or this left?
Your
left.
You're right. My left, you're right.
Yeah. Tell us about yourself.
My name is Tebogo J Mosane. You gotta say the whole thing. But artistically known as amongst the people I know also, you know, long names, sentence names, I love that, you know, so ask me why when you see me. I'm a creative. I create from a music and design perspective, you know, so I love creating things and solving problems within the music space and design space, basically.
So you're from Pretoria, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why did you decide to move from PTA to Joburg?
For a lot of different reasons. Like as a young person, I was reading like Hype Magazine, YMAC, and then there was this website called rage.co.za, and on these magazines, like they would showcase a lot of Joburg activities and scenes and artists and people and all of these things, you know. So I felt like Joburg was a different world completely and continent. Like it felt like very far from where I was, you know. And I believe I did everything that I was able to, like I was supposed to do in Pretoria, and I felt like I've reached the ceiling, and I needed more space for me to explore and to really, immerse myself in the things that I wanna explore, basically. And where else but Jozi?
So what stands out for you, like in Jozi, as compared to Pretoria?
I like to tell people this a lot, that information is very key in what we do, like, and I feel like places like Pretoria, well, I'm from Karangua, you know, it's like deep in the hood, you know. Places like Pretoria, Eastern Cape, like Northern Cape, Limpopo and stuff. Information gets to us late when things have already been created. Like we are treated like consumers of things. Where when you're in Joburg, there's an opportunity for you to be part of the people who create the whatever the media that has been consumed, you know. So, and there's a lot of information and there's a lot of people, like-minded people in Joburg, where in Pretoria, you are a little weird person, and then there's another guy in a different hood who's also like you, and there's like only 6 of you. Where in Joburg, it's like, there's like thousands and thousands of us, you know. So I was like, okay, let me go find my tribe. And I was like, okay, Joburg it is.
So you mentioned that you have a son, right? A 4-year-old.
Yes.
What is a core memory you have of your child?
Core memory I have of my child. I have a lot because he's still like very young, you know. So, and we spend like a lot of time like together. Like you know, people will always say, "Oh, you're a present dad," and I'm like, "No, I'm a dad. I'm not a present dad," because it means I'm choosing to come and be present, where being a dad is like you are there, like indefinitely, you know. So it's him learning how to figuring things out, you know, like the first time he walked, uttering little words, you know, fiddling around with my keyboards and, you know, my bass. And the first time he realized that you can say stuff on your mic and then there'll be voices coming out of these speakers. Like I have videos of him playing drums and I'm like, you are not becoming a drummer. I need a keyboardist. You need to play keys, you know? So it's like, like the day he was born mostly is the core memory. I was so excited. I had a very painful, like I had a heart pain here, like from screaming and the excitement. So I was like, wow, can't believe this guy
So
I won't say it on camera.
what things do you have in common with your son? Like maybe you can give us 3 things.
Definitely he took my body. Let's start there. Looks like his mom a lot, but a little bit of me, but mostly like hair, skin tone, features is mommy. And personality, like we're both, like I like to think that my currency is people, you know, so, and I see with him as well, like he's like liked by a lot of people and he likes people as well, easy to connect with, you know. So, and my legs, guys, he has my legs, you know, and I could see he's like a runner, like me, you know, so I love that.
Name one thing you love about being a manager, a road manager, and a tour planner.
One thing.
One thing for each.
Finding new spaces to cast my net wide, like, because the thing about doing stuff or being active is that you can't keep doing the same thing, you know, so being all of those things like helps me find other places to do what I like, you know. I'm like, okay, what else? We've done penthouses, we've done, like, okay, now I'm thinking, oh my God, what if I went on a coffee shop tour? And I was speaking to my friend Pumulo, Flex of He and I, because he's like a coffee connoisseur, now I'm a tea guy, you know. I was like, what if we approach like Starbucks or I don't know, like one of these franchises, you know, and say, hey, we want to play at all your nationwide, like figuring out and persevering in places where music is not necessarily meant to be in. I love that.
If you'd give any person relationship advice, what would you tell them?
Ooh, that's a beautiful one. So I find that I'm gonna get to my punchline, okay? I find that the current generation, like Gen Z, I admire it, you know, like the ability for them to choose themselves. Like for me, like to choose themselves and to let go easily, you know, where my generation is like, I think, and it also stems from our parents and grandmothers, you know, and grandfathers, you know, like you guys know the term begezela, like my generation, like we are deeply rooted in that whole begezela thing, you know. So, and I realized that this current generation is like so, they detach easy and they can choose themselves so easy. Like I struggle with that, you know, like I'm like, I fight to make things work and stuff. And I would give people an advice to say, please, because for me it sounds like most people are selfish, so be selfless, you know, like doesn't matter how many times you get hurt or disappointed. If you're gonna give love a chance, like do that, give it a chance holistically, like have your neck on the line like this. If they cut you, die for that. Do it, because it's fulfilling when it works out, you know, and when it doesn't, it will sting, it hurts. Oh my God, you know.
We hear you were in a band. How did you get into it and what do you miss about it?
I'm assuming you're talking about Johnny Cradle, am I right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm still in a band. And how did I get into it? I'm gonna give you the short version. 2016 or 2015, I get called. I was like not playing for anyone. I was out of all the bands that I was playing for. And Nziga from the Soil started his label and he calls me for one of his artists. I forgot her name. And it's like Afro-pop vibes. And I knew like I wasn't going to be able to, because there you need chops, you know, the gospel chops and stuff. And they put me in a band with these 2 guys from TUT Arts Campus, like jazz musician and stuff, you know. So I was like, oh my God, these guys are used to playing a certain style, and me, I wasn't that confident at the time, like, and you know, I couldn't wing my way into it. And fast forward, I brave it, and I go to these rehearsals, and yeah, 2 days before the gig, we were supposed to open for The Soil and Mafikizolo in Carnival City. They dropped me. I even joined WhatsApp, guys, by the way, for that band thing. And then I'm like, I'm never doing that. And it broke my heart. Like my confidence was like the bottom. So Saki and Chris at the time were playing together for a while. I was a fan of Johnny Cradle, and then they, you know, when you post stuff on social media, they saw some my videos and pictures on Facebook, and then they sent me a DM like 2 weeks after I got dumped from Nzika's thing. They're like, hey, we wanna come join, like come jam, non-commitment jam and stuff. And then I just looked at this, I'm like, fuck these guys, can I swear? Yeah, I'm like, fuck these guys, you know. And they sent a follow-up. A week later, I'm like, you know what, fuck it, let me just go. And then I went for one jam, and they let me play. And I was obviously playing the wrong thing on the right songs, on their songs, and they didn't say anything. And then they're like, do you mind coming again on Saturday? I went again, and then we went on a coffee date, and they asked me to join the band, and I'm like, okay, wait. Am I joining a band or your band? You know, and he was like, no, it's a band. Because I'm like, yeah, I don't want to join your band. I want to join a band, you know. And he's like, no, it's not Dumi, it's Dumi and the Volume. I'm like, oh, wait. And secondly, why do you guys only play a few shows a year, you know? And he's like, find the gigs and then we'll play them. And I was like, bet. And then I booked, I think from Feb until September, I booked 2 shows a week, every single week, guys. And we were rehearsing like 3 times a week. So that was the most hectic thing I've ever done in my life. And yeah, that's how what I miss about it, all the festivals we've played, all the campaigns we did, like all the cool kids and, you know, the dinners and dressing up, you know, like playing small, big, weird stages, creating content, rehearsing, figuring out B sections and reworking our songs. Like it was absolutely beautiful. It was challenging, you know, and yeah, it felt like I'm in a job, you know, it wasn't always cute. So yeah, long answer, but yes.
What are the pros and cons of being in a band?
The pros and cons. The cons is like you are subjected and at the mercy of others, you know, like not everyone is gonna pull their weight, you know. So here's the thing about, there's bands and then there's artists who play with the band. Those are 2 different things. Like artists who play with the band, the responsibility lies with the artist. And then with bands, it's like 3 people or 4 people, you are the band. The Muffins, I band. Mikasa, it's a band, you know. So it's like quite often you'll find that 1 or 2 people are carrying the band, but the other people are like, it's discouraging when that happens, you know. And yeah, sometimes we don't agree and you want to do something, they don't want to do it, and it's a give and take situation. And then the pros is like you get to create with the people you love, the people you, and it's like obviously 3, 4 minds are better than 1, you know, like great ideas, like, and yeah, you get to share this thing that you love with other people, basically.
What do you enjoy about being a drummer?
The challenge that it comes with being a drummer. I love that, you know, like I think initially I thought of myself as a hip hop drummer because that's the only thing I could play at the time. Like, you know, like, and my move to Joburg was very important because I met people who were making different music from what I'm used to, and then as a result, it challenged me to try different things, different patterns, different time signatures, and I still struggle to this day, but I love the thrill of figuring out a drum pattern or to like overcome a thing that you thought you wouldn't do, you know, like I never thought I would be able to play while having a click track in my ear and sing at the same time, you know. So those type of challenges, I love that thrill.
At which festival did you have your best performing experience and why?
It's a lot of them, but I'm gonna give you one specific one, you know. So we've played with Johnny Cradle or Opi Kopi twice. the first time they put us on their second main stage, which was the main stage before they built the bigger stage. And then the second time we played it on their smaller stage. It's like a hidden stage on the left, but that's where all the weird kids are gonna be, you know, like no commercial music much, you know. So why it was my favorite one is that we almost missed our performance. We drove to Opi, and then when we got there, like obviously it's nice there when you drive, you park, and then they take your gear, they put you in another car, they drive you to your stage, and there's people carrying your stuff for you. And we got there like I think 15 minutes before our set, and other bands couldn't play because it was raining and stuff. People were waiting for us to perform, you know. So we quickly set up, and guys, when I tell you, we smashed our set so much because we were like on the thrill of getting there on time and, you know, rushing around. And as a result, the power, because of the rain, power kept like switching off, you know. And I like doing that where when the power goes off, or I continue playing drums. And then I just keep playing, and then when it comes on, we continue like nothing happened. Like it was just an experience, and I love night set. That was one of the few night sets we've played, so it was just beautiful, packed crowd, you know. And yeah, people really celebrated us that weekend, so it was incredible.
How many bands have you played for?
I can't count. I don't know. Like I think. I don't want to count artists that I've played for. Can I count that? Oh, bands. I go on a Journey, Cradle, The Praise and Seraphs, Traveling Black, Voices for Joy. Yeah, about 6 to 7.
Hear about the indie artist, but never on the business side of things, right? So what is Normvl?
Normvl is a creative agency, you know, but mainly we operate in the music side of that, you know. So we are a label, we are an agency and events property as well. So yeah, that's what we do.
For people that don't know, what is an independent record label, and what is the most challenging thing about being part of one?
I think an independent record label is one that isn't. Let me put it this way: there are a few in South Africa. We have 2, 3. Empire just got into the country as now. Like they are major. They are called majors because they have a major stake in the music industry, you know, like they get to decide and influence how the industry looks like, you know. They get to negotiate with the DSPs like your Spotify's and Apple Music and stuff. Like they get their way, you know, in terms of they have direct relationships, where the indie labels, not so much, you know. They have the love to curate a specific type of sound and with a specific type of artist without the need to go have a viral or a mainstream artist, but focusing mainly on the output of the music and how, like, even if it's a niche cohort that they're attracting, they will focus on that, you know. So the challenges of that is that, as much as I said that, like, without the need of going mainstream, everybody wants to pop. Everybody wants to be big. Everybody wants their music to be heard, you know? So, like, the financial strain or the resources that indie labels have is not the same as the financial muscle that the majors have, you know? And the network or, you know, calls, you can just pick up a call and make that one call and change a person's career, you know, like, yeah, indie labels don't have that.
How many artists are under the label?
At the moment, it's just 2. At the moment, it's just by Longstar and amongst the people I know. And then we do have about 4 or 5 artists. They are not signed. We are servicing them though.
Are you planning to sign more artists in the future?
I don't think our goal is to sign artists. Like, our goal is mainly to create artist entrepreneurs, like for people not to rely on themselves basically. So it's not our business goal to sign more artists, but to have think about it, if more artists were able to do their own thing, it's like control as much as they can of their own things, the scene is going to be very healthy. Like, there's enough things that are happening for all of us to flourish in, while if it's just 2 or 3 artists doing that, it's like even your best efforts are not going far, like we're not making enough noise. So it's not something that we are interested in basically, but we are open to working with a lot of artists basically.
Comparing Bailwansta to a car part for the record label, what part would he be?
A car part. He will be, he's gonna hate me for this. I will say the engine. Yeah.
What is the weekly touch-up and what is its purpose?
That's a beautiful question. So weekly touch-up is, so firstly at Normvl, my portfolio is that events. I handle all the events properties at Normvl. I was fortunate to play a residency with Mas Baby at Narow-Bi Club for, 2022? In 2022. Every Thursday for like 7 months we're playing this residency, and I saw the benefits of having a residency. Firstly, there's like you're meeting new people. You're playing music to people who never knew you existed. Some people just come there because they want to eat. They don't care who's playing, and you get a chance to also improve your skills and your set and how you present your music, and you are what you repeatedly do. So when you do something, you become really good at it, so, and I just pitched the idea to Lwansta. Well, we had a conversation. It's like, dude, I've been like with playing all of these these Thursday nights, I'm a better drummer than I was before, so I've learned so much, even like group etiquettes, like managing expectations with groups and stuff, So, and then we decided he wants one, he's like, I want to do a residency. And then because we like doing conceptual stuff, we did a barbershop concept, and then we found a Baba Black Sheep and we themed it around that. And that's our community building entity, but it's like portfolio basically, and then property, that's the word I was looking for. And we've decided, now we are on season 3 of it, and we decided that, how Akio and Anita from Strictly Soul, they own soul and R&B music in the country. Like, we wanna have a home and own like the alternative scene, basically, South African alternative music. Could be alternative R&B, alternative rap, alternative, hip hop, and we wanted to weekly touch up to be the home for that, So yeah, we just widening our community and connecting with more artists, managers, DJs, primarily artists, as much as we can.
Let's talk about Kidz Love Jazz. How did you come up with the name Kidz Love Jazz?
So, Kidz Love Jazz is not my property. It's not mine. I didn't come up with it. So, Narow-Bi, an event, it's an agency basically, with the 2 Vuyos, and then they have Vuyo Matiti and Vuyo McGlad, and then obviously they have a team that they work with, They have, I think, 2 other properties. They have the Narow-Bi market, and they have Soundcheck, and then Kidz Love Jazz is their new property that they came up with. So I'm paraphrasing here, but I think Kidz Love Jazz is, how jazz is only seen as an older people's music. It's like, oh, my mom, my dad, you know, my uncle listens to jazz, you know, and the landscape has changed so much that there's a growing, like jazz is cool right now. It's pop in South Africa right now. And there's more younger jazz musicians and, you know, people's boyfriends, people's girlfriends, people's partners, the younger partners are the ones playing jazz, you know. So as a result, it's translating into the audience being younger as well, you know. So it's demystifying the idea that it's only for older people, and kids do love jazz, you know, like they do love jazz.
Is this your first show as a solo act?
Yes. Firstly, I want to say this is the debut Kidz Love Jazz, and this is the debut Among the People I Know performance. You know, I'm coming out of the closet, guys. You know, like I'm coming out. I'm going to be performing for the first time, and I'm bringing a stellar lineup for this one. You know, I'm going to be playing with a few of my friends. I'm not going to mention their names. I'm going to reveal them on stage one by one. It's like, give it up for. But there's more. You know, so I'm really excited and very nervous about it, you know, because I've played many stages as Tebogo J Mosane for my friends, for my other bands and stuff, but I've never been on a poster where I'm going to play my own music on that stage, ever. This is the first time. You better be there, okay? Like...
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you? I
am 20, 30, 50, 60, 100, 10,000. Like, I'm excited. Do you understand? I'm excited, dude. Like, what do you mean they booked me, dude? Like, imagine a festival is booking a guy who's never played a singing show, guys. Are they mad? But yeah, thank you, Voyos, 2 Voyos, for booking a pick for this one.
You say Amongst the People I Know is experimental. Please explain what that means.
So, that's a good question. So my music heroes make what people consider jazz, right? And it is jazz. Like, it's like people who study jazz, but they like hip hop, they like J Dilla, they love neo soul, they love D'Angelo, you know, the roots, but they are rooted in jazz. So jazz may be the foundation of their music, but the experimental part is fusing all of these other interesting genres that they listen to and creating a new thing that they like, you know. So that's why I'm saying it's experimental soul, because I want to keep the soul in it, you know. And I think I just checked out a few of my favorite bands and how they describe their music and why, and yeah, experimental soul made so much sense for my music, because that's what I'm doing. I'm experimenting with soul, and you know, and I got my soul in this thing, you know. I'm putting everything I have in this thing, you know.
Just for clarity, is Amongst the People I Know a solo act or a band?
So Among the People I Know is me, one person, me, the drummer, producer. Oh, now I'm adding composer, guys, on my bio. It's me, but how I present the music is I present it in a band format, like, because I find just drums on stage and the backtrack very corny. I'm sorry for anyone who does that. Like, I don't want to do that. So it's a solo act, and it's like Robert Lesper. Robert Lesper is one person on keys, but you don't catch him playing keys alone just that often. Yeah, I just present the music in a band format because I'm from band culture. It's only fitting that I do it in that way. Yeah.
Last but not least, when will the event take place and where?
So this is an ad break. Kidz Love Jazz, 13th of October, 2024, you know. So it's going to be at Braamfontien I think it's 73 DPR. I'm lying, Mara, it's there where Kitcheners and Mama Gashaga and friends are. there, you know, where neighborhood market used to be. It's called the playground right now. So we're gonna be doing it there. Stellar lineup, you know, Malcolm Gianni, forgot Cycles and Squares, Mom Thug, Leah Butler, among the people I know, Offenses, Sibula, what's that ensemble? Toro, what is that ensemble? Legacy ensemble, you know, so it's a stellar lineup. Like, shout out to Kidz Love Jazz, to Narow-Bi for putting together such a crazy lineup, you know. So yeah, it's gonna be, get your tickets. If you go to Narow-Bi on Instagram or on Quicket, just search Kidz Love Jazz. You'll find your tickets there, because they are running out. Get them, you know. And me, please come say hi if you get your ticket and you come to the show. Tell me what you think of the music. Even if you think I suck, come tell me, you know. But yeah, 13th of October, Braam, it starts like midday into midnight, you know. So let's have fun. If you like nice things, come through.
Thank you so much for your time and taking your time to answer all our questions.
Thank you for having me. I love this. Let's do this again soon, guys. Like, you know.